Yo, man, how y'all doing? How y'all doing today? And today, for the first time, I'm gonna be doing just a straight off the cuff reaction, man. I just watched the Diddy The Reckoning documentary. And it was one of, to be honest, if I'm being 110%, it wasn't like as crazy as I thought it was gonna be. You know, I think pretty much most people, if you weren't into the whole celebrity craze thing, knew Diddy wasn't really like Diddy's a motherfucker, and he's such a but I feel like we all knew that was Diddy, right? So in the documentary, it didn't really go over too much new information, but I'm gonna go ahead and just give my takes on it, what I thought about it, all that, right? My first thought, right, from the first episode, let me just say this: 50 Cent hates Diddy with a passion. Like, the way he took certain things, the way he framed certain things, I can tell he hates Diddy because of what Diddy did. And according to the court case, right, P. Diddy put his meat in 50 Cent's baby mama. And that would have any man crashing out. So I completely understand why 50 Cent did what he did, why he framed this joint the way that he did, because he wants to make sure that when Diddy does come out, the amount of narrative spinning and media stuff that Diddy's gonna have to do in order to get even a tenth of his old clout back is like super high. So in the first episode, you know, how they structured it, they basically started with the beginning of Diddy's life and then to like his current upcoming court case, right? And I personally, I think the first two episodes were way more interesting than the last two, because the last two was just like them talking and like I think they talked to his assistant that apparently allowed him to do all this fuck shit till she got fired, and then then the jurors. And the jurors basically said that, like, you know, he wasn't guilty for whatever reasons that they got, right? But the way they framed it was smart. But in the beginning, you know, Diddy's dad got in the head, you know what I'm saying? He got popped. It was just him and his mom's, and apparently, according to one of his friends, his mom would beat Diddy so bad, like, he would feel bad about it. Now, my parents came from the war in Africa, you know what I'm saying, from LIB, and I didn't really get beat like that by my mom, but my dad and my grandmas and aunts, and they wouldn't ever beat me so hard that my homeboys were like, damn, bro, you got your ass beat. But apparently that's what was going on with Diddy. Diddy was getting his ass smacked about by his moms. They apparently had like a very weird dynamic, and I didn't know this, but I'm forever gonna always keep saying this shit, man. A lot of the billionaires, a lot of the millionaires that you see that are celebrities that people look up to, these are nepotism. It's nepotism, and I need people to understand that. Yes, there's some one-off cuff cases where it's like somebody really came from the bottom and now we're here type shit. But bro, a lot of these stories, bro, these are stories. These are not whatchamacalls, bro. This is nepotism. These people already had connections in whatever industry they're trying to get into. And then, yeah, it's hard work. I won't knock the hard work, but nepotism plays a part in a lot of stuff. If you look at like your favorite artists, your favorite celebrities and stuff, and really look into like their backgrounds, man, a lot of them had a famous parent, famous uncle, famous aunt that put them around certain people, and then like they ran it up however they ran it up, right? But you know, Diddy's mom was like knew a lot of people. Apparently this motherfucker was throwing parties and hanging out with like New York Knicks players and shit. But anyways, Diddy started off as like a party promoter, you know, makes sense. You know, for the wild parties he would continue to throw. Diddy was already into that stuff. He was working for Uptown Records, I believe. He was an intern there. I forgot the dude's name that he bit all his style off and stuff like that, right? But he was an intern for that dude. I didn't know he brought about Jodeci and Mary J. Blige. That was actually pretty interesting to know that he's the reason like they were famous. And then like eventually, like, you know, they split up. But there was a girl back then that the way, look, this is why I'm saying 50 Cent is he's smart. Because the way they framed it is that the first girl that Diddy was recorded to ever take advantage of, that told her story in the joint, he did it, he recorded it, and he was showing people, right? And that kind of puts it, the way they frame it, the way the narrative is built is like Diddy has been on this, like, I gotta record, you know what I'm saying, I gotta do it like this, right? And, you know, apparently her mom wrote a letter. She confronted Diddy about it. Diddy apparently got on his knees and said, "I never did none of that with you." And she currently has a court case pending on the sick fuck. But yeah, so that was the first episode. It was the building blocks of all that. And then once Diddy went on by himself, his business partner, right? No. This is another thing I forgot in the first two episodes. I don't know which one it was. But Diddy apparently held like a party with Heavy D or something, like it was a charity game. And I didn't know this was the thing that first got P. Diddy like even noticed infamy, right? That he had a charity basketball game and like 9 niggas died. And then 9 niggas died because they were trying to all get into the venue to like see Heavy D do the basketball game and stuff, right? And I didn't know this, when he started Bad Boy with his homie Kurt, he let him have 25% of the shares, right? And then he himself, he had 75%, but then he also put it in his mom's name, not his name. So the parents and families could not sue him for any damages due to that game, which is absolutely crazy. Like, it shows that Diddy from the beginning is a good businessman, but he's a terrible person. Diddy's not a good person. Diddy's not a good person. That's what they're trying to frame it as, because Diddy knows how important it is to be liked in any sense in whatever you're doing if you want people to. And Diddy was doing that from the beginning. So showing like his origins, how he got put on, was that like a charity basketball game that he didn't do shit correctly, and it led to 9 deaths, and then he didn't want to pay for it. It's crazy. So he builds his own Bad Boy label. I forgot what happened. I don't know if he got Biggie first or how it went, but Biggie Smalls came around, Tupac came around, Suge Knight came around. It goes over their whole beef or whatever, right? And apparently, I didn't know this, when Tupac got shot 5 times, they framed it. Now, I don't know, because the people in the documentary were saying that like P. Diddy knew Tupac was in town. He knew like everything. He sent motherfuckers to go over there and rob Tupac, and he got shot 5 times, right? Now, I believe it. This is my own opinion. I believe it because Diddy gives me the energy of like, you could tell a joke at Diddy's expense, right? He might laugh at it, but in the back of his head, he's thinking about how he's gonna get you. He's either gonna like he's gonna talk to like your bitch. He's gonna make sure you can't make no money in a sense, but he's gonna do certain things so like that joke is not funny. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Diddy's the type of person, like whatever his problem is, he's not a very confrontational person if he believes you're under him. If Diddy's doing some stupid shit and you're like, hey my nigga, that's kind of stupid, Diddy's the type to be like, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. And then you just gotta kind of take it because that nigga's writing your checks. And it's like, you can't go anywhere else because it's like, take that. Yeah, it's Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta take it on the chin. So the whole Tupac thing happens. He gets shot, and the West Coast, East Coast beef starts popping off. Biggie's not really responding to Tupac, but I didn't know at that award show, Suge Knight pressed Diddy. And Diddy did the smart thing. Diddy didn't play into it. He's like, all brother love, all that bullshit, right? And then Tupac gets shot. Tupac gets shot and dies this time, right? In Vegas. Apparently he got shot by a Crip. Apparently the Crip was like cool with Diddy. The Crips that was cool with Diddy because he always wanted Crips around him because Tupac was a blood, so he got the Crips involved, right? And the dude they beat up, apparently was the one that shot Tupac. But apparently Diddy had them all come out there as protection. So that was the whole domino effect of it all, right? And after Tupac got shot, Diddy, of course, now has the money and the security to completely deny any involvement in that shit. And that's the level that, like, a lot of these motherfuckers want to get to, but they can't get to it because they don't know how to shut their fucking mouths, bro. Diddy got away with setting up Tupac, man. I don't care. That nigga that's currently in jail, Keefe D, whatever the fuck, apparently, he's due for his trial in 2026. It's not going to get linked to Diddy. Diddy is too insulated. He's too far away from all this shit. Unless Keefe D has any proof that Diddy did that shit, which there won't be because there's no cameras, there's no phones like that recording shit back then in the day, then Diddy's fucked. I mean, Diddy's good. Diddy's not going to get arrested for Tupac's murder. Now, the interesting thing, it was Biggie's murder. When I found out that it was Biggie, was supposed to be in the UK during that shit, but Puff Daddy wanted to throw a party on the West Coast in LA after Tupac got shot. That's when I started thinking like, yo, this nigga's insane. This nigga either thinks he's Superman or he wanted Biggie to die because he knew how much money he was gonna get on the back end when Biggie died. And he fucked over so many of his artists too. Like, I don't think Diddy could become a billionaire in today's music age. Like, it was just right place, right time. You know, he had artists before Biggie that were making him money that didn't read their contracts. He was taking like 90-80% of their shit. And then he had Biggie. Biggie was a superstar artist. He's probably getting 80-90% of that shit. And then Biggie died, so all his music goes up, so he was getting more of that money. He didn't pay for Biggie's funeral, even though he said Biggie was his best friend. He made Biggie's estate pay for his own funeral, even though he claimed in the interview Biggie was the only real friend he ever had. And then, what else did he do? That was it. That was like the main shit that Diddy did in the first couple of episodes that I just thought was like completely fucked up. So then he fucks over everybody in his business. He's a piece of shit, you know. No, calm and Diddy stuff. Take that. And then he starts the making in the band stuff. Now, I've already seen most of the making in the band stuff because I know, like, when I was following the Diddy case before, I already knew how fucked up this motherfucker was. I was looking up shit. You know, he made motherfuckers walk to freaking, I think that he made them walk to Brooklyn for a cheesecake. He made, the whole show was like so messed up. I don't know how people didn't stop Diddy before. That shit let me know that Diddy is like perfected the game of narrative spinning and changing the narrative. Because Diddy has always been doing fucked up shit on camera. Makes you think, what was this nigga doing off camera? He had some white shawty on there, right? He had an email that he sent to her, which was fucking crazy. He was like, I'm about to finish, like, yo, y'all gotta watch the documentary. I think he said, like, I just finished jacking off, just finished masturbating, all this other stuff. I'ma see you or whatever, like trying to fuck or whatever. And I'm just like, I get back then people didn't speak, but I'm like, you never told nobody about this shit? Like, you didn't tell your friends, your mom, your dad, like, yo, look, P. Diddy's talking to me about shit like this? Like, I get it though, because getting blackballed is very fucking scary. So I completely understand you not wanting to get blackballed and you having to take it. Like, money does equal power. That's all this shit has explained to me. Oh, and then Diddy was just beating up bitches. Diddy has been beating up women for apparently since before Bad Boy. Like, Diddy has just been beating up shawties. But, you know, motherfuckers like let it rock. Diddy apparently beat up Kim Porter. He beat up Cassie. He would beat up all the other girls that he was like fucking around the time. Like, Diddy's low-key been like a gorilla pimp his whole life. Which I don't understand because apparently he came from a good family. So why are you doing all this shit? I assume it's because he wanted to be like the street dudes that he would hire to be around him and stuff like that. But like, apparently he was beating up like a lot of shotties and just getting away with it. Like, nobody was saying shit. And the artist under Bad Boys, I think the girl's name was Dawn. I believe her name was Dawn. You know, she was like his it girl at the time, and then Cassie came in. And because he's the boss, if you fuck the boss, you become the boss of everybody else other than the boss, right? So Cassie comes in, you know, her little fine ass, her ass come in, bro. And Diddy's just like, yo, fuck everybody else, man. Cassie's a star now. Put on a 10, I don't know if it's a 10 album, I think a 10 album record deal. Gang, I don't think, right? Let me look this shit up. Let me see how many albums Cassie has dropped. How many albums has Cassie released? Cassie only dropped 3 albums. And she got with Diddy. Okay, let me see when she got with Diddy. She dropped 3 albums. She started dating him in 2007. And she only dropped 3 albums up till now. That nigga had her not in a slave deal. He had her in a slave ship deal, bro. 10 albums. And the whole time, they're just doing freak offs over and over and over and over again, bro. And that's really the messed up part, right? Is Diddy is a freaky motherfucker. Now, like, I like to say I'm a freaky motherfucker, but to get to the other episodes, the black donkey that was putting Bare Bones Johnson, Bare Bones Jimmy Dean and Cassie said that when the first time he met Cassie and Diddy the Cracker, he said Diddy had his head wrapped up in a t-shirt, like in a turban, right? In a turban. And he went by the name Frank Black. Now, I don't know why he decided Frank Black to be his alias, but regardless, the alias was Frank Black, and he was basically like a cuck. He wanted to be a cuck. He wanted to see his girl get cracked by other men, and apparently this dude was just one of the dudes that was cracking her for like 8 years. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know about y'all leave y'all comments down below, but like me personally, bro, like there's no, I don't know, like, okay, I blame both sides for this stupid shit, right? Let me explain what I mean. I don't know how, as a woman, right, you think a man can see you get cracked by another man, y'all doing all this freaky shit, and y'all think y'all about to be together forever. Like, you think you're gonna get upgraded past this role. Like, this is a lesson for all you ladies out there. This is a lesson for all you ladies out there, right? You can be freaky. You can be freaky, all that stuff, right? I'm not saying don't be freaky. No, here's what I'm saying. I'm saying once you cross a certain boundary of freakiness, you have to be able to tell your mans no. And I'm telling you, he's going to appreciate it later down the line. If you start doing too much freaky shit with a dude with no like ring involved, he's never going to marry you. There's no point in marrying you if he can do all this freaky shit with you and he doesn't have to pay and he doesn't have to wife you up. You think he was putting Kim Porter in fucking 3-day freak offs before they had kids? No. Probably maybe after, but beforehand, she's probably like, no, nigga, you ain't doing that shit to me. And look, she got the kids in the ring. You can't, there's certain things that you can't do. There's 3 stages of dating, I say, right? You have dating, you have girlfriend, and you have wife. How you maneuver through the 3 stages determines if you get cuffed forever or not. If you get that financial backing to like, now, this motherfucker can't leave me, we gotta work shit out. You get what I'm saying? You have to be very, 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 very careful, ladies, what you allow a man to do to your body and your mind before he fully commits to you. But regardless, bro was slapping Jimmy Dean in her. Diddy's fucking collecting semen. Like, that was the worst. That was the funniest and worst part of this whole shit to me that I had to hear. I had to repeat it. He said this nigga, after he would bust on Cassie or bust whatever, this nigga was collecting his semen. And when he pressed him about it, like, nigga, why you collecting my semen? The nigga was like, I like to watch her drink it, do all this shit. I'm just like, gang, like, that's just weird. And then you go kiss her in the mouth, doing all, like, I feel like there's certain, I'm a kink shamer. There's certain kinks, like, my nigga, you gotta shame. There's certain shit, like, I will outwardly shame you to the ends of the earth if you tell me you do certain shit. Keep that shit in the bedroom. I don't wanna, I know, like, as time has gone on, certain things like ass eating, freaking foot kissing, freaking being a cuck, all that shit is like getting popular, but like certain shit, like Diddy's reputation was already ruined because of the court case, all the coverings of it, right? Because nigga was coming in Timberlands, rubbing semen on his nipples, doing all types of crazy shit. Like, Diddy's reputation is already in the gutter regardless, right? But this documentary put it, like, reinvigorated the weird shit Diddy was on in people's heads. You know what I'm saying? So Diddy was freaking slapping Cassie about, freaking hitting her with tombstone power drives, doing all this stuff, like actual violent. He's a domestic abuser for sure. And if he was doing that to Cassie, you better believe he was doing that to every single woman that he was intermingling with. You know what I'm saying? And to make it even weirder, like, this nigga's sons be involved with their dad doing that shit. Like, bro, I don't know about y'all, bro, but if I ever in my life, right, see my father's penis, I am going to commit suicide. If I ever see a picture, if I ever even find out me and my dad smash the same girl, I'm going, because we shouldn't even be in the same circles. I shouldn't see your meat, shouldn't see my meat. Girls shouldn't be comparing our meat sizes, none of that, bro. So that was freaking crazy. They fucking the same girls. Apparently they got cases tied together and stuff like that. Insane. And then to continue on with it, right? So they go over the case a little bit again. The case is like, we all know what happened during the case. You know, the freak offs. He got acquitted of the sex trafficking in Rico. Now, in my opinion, man, here's my opinion on the verdict, right? I think they should have waited till they got a little bit more evidence before they pressed P. Diddy. I think they did this Rico and all this shit based off Cassie putting out all the information and how fast P. Diddy decided to give her $30 million. I think that's what led to this RICO, but I don't think it was a strong RICO from the beginning because one, you only came after Diddy, and you're saying this is a RICO. Know what I'm saying? I don't. Let me see something. In a federal case be about domestic. Oh, yeah, they definitely should have just made this a domestic violence case over. They could have done domestic violence and prostitution, and Diddy probably could have been sitting gone for like 7 to 10 years, maybe, based on how. Oh shit, yeah, because it was across federal lines. He was beating her across the fucking country, out the country and shit. You know what I'm saying? So but they would have to prove it. But like, they definitely did not have as strong, like, because the people that they brought, it wasn't as strong that I think as the feds thought it was gonna be. And he technically didn't beat the case because he still has to sit in jail. But they definitely could have put him away for a longer time if they were smarter. Now, the last episode, the one I really didn't like, is the jurors and how they were and how they did it. So the two jurors is a black lady and an Indian guy. The Indian guy, bro, I think the Indian guy be beating his girl, bro. Because the way he was describing it, he was like, it was just a crazy romance and all this other stuff. And I'm like, gang, he was like, you can't complain about getting beaten up and still take the luxury and all this other stuff. And I'm like, bro, if you look at her initial complaint, bro, it's like, bro would not leave her alone. Like, bro will pull up to her crib. Bro put her like kind of like in a trap, and she couldn't buy anything she wanted. She couldn't go anywhere she wanted. Like, if P Diddy didn't approve it, nigga, she couldn't do anything. And then plus he's whooping her ass. Like, what are you talking about? But I do think narrative in how P Diddy used the media. It wasn't on his side at first, but like during the course of the case, he used it. I'm not gonna lie, like if I'm talking from like a lawyer's perspective, he used that shit pretty well to make the feds look crazy. Because the witnesses that they got, like the assistant, like how are you an assistant saying that he like kidnapped you, he did all this stuff to you, and then you're posting happy birthday posts. You're saying thank you Diddy. You're saying shout out to Diddy. You're saying this man sexually assaulted you, but then you're saying happy birthday, or doing all this stuff. Like, I understand you can have a weird dynamic with somebody that might have touched you or like put their thumb in your butthole or something like that, but you're not nice to them. I've never heard of somebody that gets like assaulted and they're nice to the person. They might be like cordial, they might be able to be in the same room, but 9 times out of 10, like they're afraid of that person. They're not saying happy birthday, shout out Combs, all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the witnesses they had on the case were not good witnesses, and that's why P Diddy is probably gonna get pardoned by Trump. Let's keep it a bit. Like Trump already a pussy grabber. Diddy's a freak offer. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. All in all, though, I will say that if the job was to make Diddy seem like a monster from the beginning of his life to where he is now, the documentary definitely completed his goal. I don't think a lot of people like Diddy. I don't think Diddy's reputation will ever be the same again. I think Diddy is fried. Diddy will never be the hip-hop mogul, take that bad boys for life. It will never be the same again. Now, will women still fuck with Diddy? Bro, women will fuck with Diddy forever. Diddy is not broke. Diddy is not broke. There's still a decent enough amount of people that fuck with Diddy. There's a lot of people that think Cassie was just not a victim, did not get her ass beat. They think Diddy has done no wrong or whatever. So Diddy will always have like a fan base. Diddy will be fine on that front. But for the majority of people outside looking in, second they hear DV, the second they hear anything, they're like, bro, I'm not fucking with it. The only way I see Diddy going back up is if he just throws a lot of money at like poor people and makes the poor people fuck with him. And yeah, man, all in all, what I gotta say about the documentary is definitely, I rate that joint a 9 out of 10. I would say I'd added a bit more juicier spots, but I know they got more dirt in that closet, bro. To be honest, all they needed to do was find a billionaire who Diddy fucked they bitch and have him expose all of Diddy's secrets. But I digress. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Come to the 9th floor so y'all can learn game the right way. I'm out this joint, man. Peace.